Welcome back to AG Chelsea TV. This is a YouTube channel for news, stories, and analysis surrounding Chelsea Football Club. I will update new video every day. Like, subscribe and turn on notifications to support me. £80 million striker has just signed with Chilwell's agent after claims Chelsea want to sign him. Chelsea target and Brentford striker Ivan Toney has just signed with a new agent amid transfer interest from several clubs. That is according to a report from the Evening Standard. Ivan Toney, 27, is an English attacker currently serving a ban for breaching betting regulations. In fact, he can't return to a football pitch until the new year. However, that has not stopped transfer speculation emerging about the Brentford frontman. The Evening Standard confirmed yesterday that Toney has now signed with super agent Jonathan Barnett, who heads up the CAA Stellar agency. Interestingly, his long list of high-profile clients includes the likes of Chelsea left-back Ben Chilwell. It is understood that Brentford are resigned to losing their centre-forward next year but will demand £80 million for his sale. The report mentions Tottenham and Arsenal as clubs linked with the 27-year-old. We've also covered recent claims that Chelsea want to sign him, too. Well-respected journalist Simon Phillips reported on his Substack earlier this month that Chelsea are being informed about Toney on a weekly basis ahead of a potential move for him in the January transfer window. In our view, Chelsea should stick with Nicolas Jackson and Armando Broja before assessing the striker position at the mid-season stage. Described as remarkable by Brentford manager Thomas Frank, BBC, Toney scored 20 goals in just 33 Premier League matches for the Bees last season. What sort of state will his body be in when he returns from this mini break, though? Lukaku confirms Roma move. Tomorrow I'll sign the contract. Chelsea outcast Romelu Lukaku confirmed his imminent move to Roma on the sidelines of a youth tournament in Belgium. Gio Rossi directors Ryan Friedkin and Thiago Pinto flew to London yesterday to negotiate a deal with the Blues, following an exploratory phone call by club president Dan Friedkin. The Roma pair had dinner with their Chelsea counterparts yesterday, following their 3-0 win over Luton Town, and met again this morning to work on the details of an agreement, which is expected to be a €5 million loan deal with no permanence clause. Speaking to Het Laatste News at a youth tournament in Boom this morning, where his son played with Anderlecht, Lukaku confirmed his imminent move to Roma. "I'm nervous about his son's debut. I'm going to Rome tomorrow to sign." Lukaku has been the center of attention in the Serie A transfer market this summer. He initially seemed destined to return to Inter after his loan spell last season, but they moved away after discovering his talks with Juventus. The Bayern Canary tried to negotiate a deal with Chelsea, but financial limitations meant their offer depended on Dusan Vlahovic, a factor that caused an insurmountable obstacle, allowing Roma to emerge in the closing stages of the summer. Incredible Chelsea player set to join PL rivals. Nottingham Forest have agreed a deal to sign Callum Hudson-Odoi from Chelsea. That is according to a report from Tuttomo Carter Web. They claim that Premier League side Forest have agreed to buy Callum Hudson-Odoi, 22, from rivals Chelsea. The fast winger has shown moments of brilliance during 126 first-team appearances for the Blues. He's fallen a long way down the pecking order in recent years, though, which is why he was even loaned out to Bayer Leverkusen last season. He's clearly not in the plans of Mauricio Pochettino at Chelsea this campaign. So we can understand selling the £120,000 a week Spotrac attacker while there's just 1 year left on his contract. Described as incredible in the past by Conor Gallagher, as quoted by JD Sports, Hudson-Odoi needs this fresh start in his career to get back on track. We suspect Forest could have themselves a bargain signing here if the 22-year-old can recapture anywhere near his best. They'll hope that huge potential is still hidden away in there, too. It's frustrating to see so many of Chelsea's academy graduates move on and do well at rival teams, but fans can still look towards the likes of Reece James and Levi Colwill as success stories in our own 11. Talksport pundit says Chelsea player should be club captain over Reece James. Talksport pundit Carlton Cole thinks that Raheem Sterling should be the Chelsea club captain over Reece James. Raheem Sterling, 28, continued his eye-catching start to the season on Friday night with a couple of goals in Chelsea's 3-0 win against Luton Town. the Blues attacker now finds himself as one of the senior heads in a very inexperienced and young squad of players. It certainly looks like the England international is thriving with Mauricio Pochettino in the manager's dugout. One of the biggest decisions left at Pochettino's door when he became head coach this summer was the captaincy position, which had been left empty following Cesar Azpilicueta's exit. Reece James, 23, was officially appointed the Chelsea skipper this summer. In fairness, the right-back is a very popular figure to come out of the academy and he's one of the first names in the 11. However, James is already absent this season with his latest injury problem. That has left Ben Chilwell as his deputy to captain the side yesterday against Luton. Carlton Cole is staggered that Sterling is not the prime candidate under Pochettino to captain Chelsea. Sterling, don't know why he's not captain, to be honest with you. Ben Chilwell is captain tonight. Reece James is the main captain. Why would you have Reece James as your captain when you've got Sterling there? Cole told TalkSport, "We're not going to get too caught up in the captaincy debate. Pochettino has made his choice to go with James, which was warmly received by the fan base, so there's little point stressing about it now. Sterling will lead from within this group by what he does on the pitch with his performances. It's no secret that all the top successful sides are usually stacked with at least 4 or 5 key senior figures." Bayern Munich working on deal to sign Trevoh Chalobah. Bayern Munich are reportedly interested in signing 24-year-old Chelsea defender Trevoh Chalobah this summer, according to reputed Italian journalist Gianluca Di Marzio. Bayern Munich are currently in talks to sign Trevoh Chalobah. Thomas Tuchel has worked with the 24-year-old during his time at Chelsea, so it is no surprise that he wants a reunion. The 24-year-old versatile defender has been a useful player for Chelsea under Tuchel, and his versatility could be invaluable for the German club this season. Bayern Munich need to add defensive depth to their squad, and Chalobah would be a solid long-term acquisition. The Englishman has the ability to play for a top club, and regular football in Germany could be ideal for his development. He is unlikely to get ample opportunities at Stamford Bridge given the number of defenders ahead of him in the pecking order. It remains to be seen whether Bayern Munich can provide him with the necessary first-team assurances. The 24-year-old homegrown player can operate as a right-back as well as a central defender. He could be an asset for Thomas Tuchel and Bayern Munich in the long run ahead of Benjamin Pavard's impending move to Inter Milan. Chelsea will not want to weaken their squad at this stage of the transfer window, so it remains to be seen whether the Bavarian giants can convince the Blues to sell the player. Chelsea are already struggling with injury issues, with Reece James and Wesley Fofana currently sidelined. They need more depth in the squad, and sanctioning the departure of Chalobah could prove to be a disastrous decision. Chelsea will be desperate to get back into the Champions League once again, and they need a quality squad in order to break into the top 4. Keeping Chalobah could prove to be a wise decision for the Blues in the coming months. Nonetheless, Bayern Munich will likely push hard for the player's signature after opening talks to sign him. Chelsea manager Mauricio Pochettino might need to provide the 24-year-old defender with game-time assurances to convince him to stay at the club. The Argentine tactician has excelled when it comes to nurturing talented young players, and he could play a key role in the development of Chalobah in the coming seasons. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.